Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Charlotte and I upload fortnightly bookish related content. In today's video I wanted to share with you my reading goals for 2025. In this video I had a super rare day off with nowhere to go and no one to see, and I thought I'd use the time to catch up on some reading whilst filming a super simple day, just hitting up my TBR and trying to get some books ticked off. These are three of the books that I'm trying to read at the moment. So we've got a really good novel by Tracy Chevalier, which is kind of literary fiction / historical. I've got a really sweet kind of mindfulness collection of essays, like a cozy book by another YouTuber that I really love. And then I've got a book which ties into one of my reading goals this year, which was gifted to me for my birthday. First, we are grabbing some tea because no reading session is complete without a massive, giant steaming mug of our favourite tea, and I think today I was going for a nice cup of chai. Goal number one for the year was to lower my overall reading goal compared to last year. Last year I pushed myself and I read over 90 books, but it was a struggle. And that was when reading was probably my biggest goal. Like last year I really wanted to read as much as I could. I wanted to read as widely as I could. I wanted to try and push myself to read so many different books outside my comfort zone. And whilst that was super rewarding and it's something I will always be proud of, my goals for this year have entirely shifted. In 2025, I want to focus on my health, my mental health, my physical and my well-being, and that is taking up far more time that I would normally spend maybe reading in the evenings, or time that I would spend, reading a book or doing sort of bookish related things. And this means reading now is taking a slight joint second to what my other priorities in life are. So with that in mind, I want to lower my book reading goal. I think I put it at 70, but frankly, I think if I even got to 50 this year, I'd be super happy because I have some other priorities right now. And I would like to lessen the stress on myself to try and meet a very unrealistic target. And I hope that if you've set yourself a really high book goal or a book score that you're aiming towards this year, I hope you give yourself some grace, because these targets and aims and goals that we give ourselves sometimes they're arbitrary and they don't need to be as rigid or as tough. We don't need to do that to ourselves. And this is just a gentle reminder: if you have set yourself a slightly ridiculous goal to aim for, like I did last year, it's also okay to go back and change it. My second goal for the year is that I really want to focus on reading more contemporary poetry. It's a genre and subject matter and form that I really just want to read more of, and I'm trying to be a bit more intentional. And collections like the Forward Book of Poetry are a fantastic place to start because they offer a real range and breadth of what's currently being written. And I also have lots of anthologies not on my shelves currently because I want to transfer my notes from uni and college across. So I'm trying to re-annotate my notes and also just spend some time in deeper textual analysis, and I love doing that. It's something that I find very enriching. Even though I'm out of academia now, it's something that still helps me helps keep my brain going. It helps keep me feeling vital and stimulated. My third goal, you might be able to tell from some of these clips, is also I want to learn more about gardening this year. In one of those earlier clips that I showed, I was given a really good kind of book that seems to guide you how to manage your first sort of garden and teach you about plants and things. You can see some weeding needs to be done here. But we have had our garden for about a year and really haven't made a dent in it yet. And this year, and this summer especially, spring, summer, I would love to actually start getting to grips with some of it and start putting some plants in and learning how to keep them alive, really. And that's a project that I'm really looking forward to. And I think I'm also going to pop to our local library as well and get some more books out too, so that I can start to learn about this, because this is an entirely new kind of territory for me. If you've got any good tips or like good gardening books for absolute beginners, please do leave them in a comment below because I would love to learn more. My fourth goal is kind of regarding decluttering of books. So if I spend money on a book, I feel more guilty about giving it away or recycling it or donating it to charity. I feel like if I've spent money, that's an investment, so therefore I should give that book another chance, or I should try and reread it, or if I start a book and I don't enjoy it, sometimes I feel because I've spent money, I need to put more time into it, if that makes sense, because I've spent the money, and that doesn't make sense. And there are so many good books out there, so I'm hoping that I will be able to kind of just work on releasing myself of the guilt of, like, firstly spending that money, but secondly the disappointment if that book isn't something I enjoy. I'm hoping if I can be more mindful about that, then I don't feel as guilty, and it helps me declutter a lot better too. Like, it helps me let go of books that someone else can love on and enjoy. It also means I will just have more time to read the books that I want to read and the books that I'm actually enjoying. And that is the overall goal. Like, reading should be for enjoyment. My final goal for the year is that I'm going to try and ignore so many of the hype books that I see on TikTok and BookTube. A lot of them are not to my taste, and last year I bought, read, devoured quite a few of them, and all it did was kind of reaffirm that a lot of the sort of popularist romantasy, fantasy, chick lit kind of books, they just aren't for me, and that's also okay. Like, I don't need to have book FOMO. And that's just something I want to work on. And it also kind of ties in with spending less money on books, but also being better at decluttering and letting books go. And I think if I release the sort of book FOMO around reading hype books, that will really help me have a much more enjoyable and productive reading year. Thank you for watching. If you did make it this far, please do like, comment and subscribe, and let me know what your goals for this year are. Bye!